Guys, welcome back to this live edition of Eyes of Reason here. Just making sure everything is okay and good. We have here yours truly, Spencer.
And Supernatural Baby D83.
Yeah, yes.
Follow me on Instagram.
Follow him on Instagram, guys. We are live on Twitch, Facebook here, and now on YouTube. For real. So, but I'm only gonna look at comments and stuff from Twitch and from Facebook. Facebook comments will should be put on live here in just not a second, but do you want to proceed trusting? No, I don't want to proceed trusting. I want temporary. So I'm just getting stuff together real quick. Because technology is what it is, and I'll let you guys write in the comments so that I could see if you guys are there and what's going on. So yeah, so in case you didn't see before, we have a particular question today. It's about of course it's about George Floyd. Is he a martyr, or is he a druggie criminal? Or is he something else? What do we think about him? So we're gonna be just having a response and a talk, and I know a lot of you guys disagree with me on some of these issues, but that's what we're gonna do today. We're gonna talk. We're gonna discuss. Me, my man here, we're both on the not left side of the aisle, and we're just gonna have a chat. We're gonna look at something that Candace Owens posted, I think last night. If it wasn't last night, it was probably the day before, and somebody sent it to me. And just for context, the autopsy of George Floyd came out, and it has some I think pretty revealing things in it. We disagree a little bit on this, but that's okay. I mean, disagreements is what we do on the right. People on the left, if you disagree with them, then you're all of a sudden racist, you're bigoted, you're all these crazy things. And in my case, and in our case, people even say that we're not black, right? You're not black if you support the Republican nominee. You're not black if you don't think that all deaths matter, right? Or our lives matter, or if you don't see racism baked and built into the structure of everything that is the United States. So that's the problem that we're having here in society today. And what we're going to do is we're going to look over this video. We're going to talk about it, and I think we're really going to talk about black culture, just a little bit. We're really going to talk and delve deep into why do we act the way that we act at times when it comes to certain things, because it's I think that's pretty important. Okay, we got 3 of you guys watching on YouTube, so shout out to you guys there. I'm finally getting it back on. And before we begin, I just want Baby D to just describe a little bit more about himself, so I could check his audio and we get certain things straightened out there. So come closer up just a little bit towards the mic. I need to get a bigger extender or something like that. But But yeah, so this is really this. Of course, the setup is designed for podcasting, but it works with it works good when if you guys could hear us, just write in the comments. Yeah, I can hear you good. Did this kind of thing so that I can know, because it's kind of hard to know because there's a little bit of a feedback between when you guys say something and then when I see it versus what is playing on the audio. So it's a bit of a lag. I got lots of stuff going on here. I got the computer. I got the streams combined together. I got the Raspberry Pi doing stuff. There's just a lot of things happening here. So before I get into that, oh yeah. So and then I'm also going to be setting up the views. So yeah, man. Comment section is expected to get pretty lit, but it's going to take me some time before so as we're talking, I'm basically working behind the scenes to try to get it on the screen to you guys. So when you comment something in the comment section, just realize that lots of people potentially see it, and it will be at least on 3 major sections of the internet. So just keep that in mind. But I encourage your comments. Make them respectful. Don't try to attack each other personally or anything like that, but really try to attack the ideas of what I'm saying. You might not like what I'm saying, but at least try to engage with the idea itself, because it's not just you and the people. It's not just you and me, but it's so many other people who are going to be looking at this, and they're going to be deciding and judging. So don't want to pontificate and stuff for too long, but I'm going to swing it over to my man, Baby D here, and he's going to just describe to you, not the topic and stuff in general that we're going to talk about right now, but just bigger stuff about him, about his background, maybe a little bit about, how we met and how we disagree on some stuff and agree on some other things, and being, I think, a black conservative.
Exactly.
In general.
Right.
So either you need to come closer to the mic to get more of that bass in.
Yeah.
And I will do some work getting your comments on the screen. But
Okay.
take it away, guy. Take it away.
Yeah, my name is Baby D. I'm out of South Central LA. And I am a Republican. I was a Democrat for many, many, many years until I really started doing my own research. And that's what I feel that a lot of our brothers and sisters don't do, is research and find out if what we're being told or is the truth, or is what we're being told is propaganda, just something to mislead us. It's no different than Michael Jordan throwing a tennis shoe out there in a store, and then in the news telling you, or the media telling you, hey, look at here, we got this new shoe. Now go down there to the store and stand in line until tomorrow, and we'll get ready to sell it. That's a control mechanism to put their agenda out there, and that's something I feel that us as black people out of the community that we come from, that we got to pay attention. We got to do research. We can't just sit there and follow every damn thing that the media or the liberals out there throwing at us. And my boy here, Spencer, it was a blessing to meet him, because I'm an entrepreneur. I sell barbecue dinners, and I also service aquariums. And we just got together one day, and we was on the block, and we was talking. He was sharing with me about, what he do, and how he's trying to reach out to the American people, and, put the knowledge out there and share some things with them that they just ain't even paying attention to. And now that everybody's at home, we either on social media or, doing some things we normally do in our homes with our families, and that's a beautiful thing, But God blessed me to hook up with him so that I can be able to be a voice for our people, and I'm not saying I know everything, but I have experienced a lot of things, and I see the trickery that's out there in the media. I mean, you look at right now, they don't even talk about COVID-19. They too busy talking about the looting and the riots and this guy here that was killed, innocently by this officer. And so I'm really saying, what's up with that? How all of a sudden the COVID-19 just all of a sudden just disappeared? So was it really a serious threat, or was it some more propaganda to gain more control over God's people? And That's what I believe exactly what it was. Because like I told people, until I start seeing people fall out at the stores, on the bus stops, everywhere I go, I just don't believe it. I'm just not convinced. I mean, I work in the medical field. I'm a senior citizen activist. I'm the one that brings in, set up for the hospice or the home health for your grandmother or your uncles or aunties. That's what I do, as my job outside of my entrepreneurship. But I just don't buy into everything that's been told to us. And the difference is the looting and things of that nature. I mean, like I said on the last podcast, I mean, you let 4,000 inmates out of prison and with no jobs, no skills, haven't had no kind of rehabilitation to welcome them back in society where they can move ahead. Then, and they locked down. Come on now, they don't even want to listen to the jailers in the prison. Let's not try to listen to a police, and they free on the streets. So they was all about getting their money. That's all the looting was about. I need some money to take care of myself and my family, and this is an easy way to go get it. So let's go to the suburbs and go tear up their shit versus tearing up ours in our community like they did last riot. So, I'm not to say I'm for all that, but I do understand. And it was a shame for the government to sit up and just let these folks out and then have jobs set up for them or have some kind of revenue that they can receive until they get the education or the training or get set on a job where they can take care of their family and their children. I mean, just to sit at home and wait till the government decide to open up the country in order for me to feed my family now that I'm out of prison? Come on, for real? Really? It ain't gonna never happen like that. Where I come from, I don't care what they throw out there. It ain't gonna happen. If we don't sit around. Black folks don't sit around waiting on no handout. We gonna go get it. We gonna go get it.
Okay. That's gonna be a whole other.
Yeah, I know.
A whole other.
Well, I'm just I
know that's gonna
kind of let them know where I'm coming from.
Yeah, that is
when
where you're coming from.
The conversation get to going. They feel where I'm coming from.
Yeah,
I'm hood, but I'm smart.
So we got. I'm just making sure that this is all being done. Do you think that has anything to do with being locked up due to COVID-19? So now people can loot. Okay, that's what Ira says.
Say that again. What did you say?
So this is what people. So can you see this right here? It's kind of small, but it says, "Do you think it has anything to do with being locked up due to COVID-19 so people can loot?" I could put this over here in case you want to see it too. Is that better?
Yeah. No, I don't. No. The looting comes from brothers and sisters having it real hard that got lost their jobs not by their doing, by our government and our institutions locking everything down and thinking that people are going to sit in their homes and wait on them to send them a stimulus check. That is not going to happen. No, that doesn't. No. They was going to do something. And just so happened, the police, what you call it, they fucked up. And put their knee on that man's neck. And our people seen that. And now they want to raise this thing. Okay, well, he has a record.
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah, we're gonna talk about that. We're gonna talk about that, but don't get into it right now.
We're not gonna sit back and let our people die right before our face and not have a voice. I don't care if they was for 50 years or what they have done. If they would died innocently and it could have been avoided and it could have been done in a different way, trust me, our people wouldn't have went out there and did what they did. But we're tired. They're tired. No, I'm not for all the looting and everything, but I don't have no control over that, and I can't sit there and say what this person is feeling or what's going on within their household or how they feeding their family. So they seen an opportunity and they went for it, and I ain't gonna lie to you. I guess maybe if I was a lot younger or back in the days, I probably would have been out there with them trying to get something so that I could find to sell to feed my family and keep my rent going. And mind you now, to my people out here, this is a riot of this man getting killed. Now let me tell you this. Be aware now. Follow us on our podcast because I'm gonna give it to y'all real. If the government opens up the courts and allowed all these landlords to file evictions against these American people
That's
for
it.
no just cause because they weren't able to meet their obligation because they have no job. Because you don't work for the federal government. You don't work for
we disagree on that too.
Okay, well, that's your disagreement. But let me spit this to my people.
But
if they do that, I'm telling you right now, all hell gonna break loose. I mean, that's in every race, okay? Because we ain't the only race. A lot of my people couldn't meet their obligations all these months without receiving a paycheck every week, every 2 weeks. So, I mean, this is just probably riot number one if you really want to know the truth about it. Because if they get to talking about throwing folks out and filing evictions and putting $6,000 and $7,000 judgment against them because they weren't able to meet their rent and take care of their children for no means of theirs because they did have a job and things was going good before all this shutdown, y'all ain't seen shit. I don't mean to even put it like that, but y'all haven't seen nothing.
Okay, yeah. And so also we are trying to not get demonetized by YouTube. So what we're going to try to do is we're going to try to keep the profanity to a minimum because this is going out to lots of different platforms, not just Facebook now. So that's what we're going to try to do. But guess what, guys? So we're going to respond to somebody named Candace Owens. I don't know if you know who Candace Owens is, but she's basically a what I want to call maybe a thought leader. That's so corny. She's basically the founder of the Black Sick movement. And if you guys don't know what that is, it's basically similar to the walkaway movement where people are realizing that due to the color of their skin, they don't have to vote Democrat. So she kind of broke off of that. And I got to meet her a couple of times. Very smart, very funny, very influential, very gorgeous. But she is somebody who
they just refused to have mind control, refused to be controlled, told this, that, and the other without doing research and finding out on her own. And that's what happened to this young lady. She had a spiritual awakening like many of us out there having to this very day now. And she just gonna spit the real and what she feel and what she discovered about our government and the people that's running our government, most of all running our lives, dictating different things into our lives that we don't even want in our lives. Wow, man, we can go on and go on.
Yeah, there's a lot of different things. But so what we're gonna do is we're gonna listen to this. I wanted to say great job today, Spencer. Oh, okay. Oh, my boss just texted me a great job. So okay, different issue. I got a good job. I'm blessed. Okay, let's look at this. I have a hard time saying his name, but he says, "Know that our court system is broken than you think." I guess that is true.
Oh man, I totally agree. I totally agree.
We could talk about that. So I'm gonna play this, and hopefully you guys can hear it. And if you can't, hey, can you move that sign that the all does matter? Can you just move it? It's temporary, so I could turn up the volume on the speaker. Yeah, there he goes. Okay, yeah, you could put it back. So yeah, man. Not only do all lives matter, and Black Lives Matter, but all deaths matter. And the reason why I made that sign and went to the protest yesterday was to illustrate that if we're going to care about deaths, we should care about all of the deaths that are being killed, all of the lives that are being killed every single month, tens of thousands in the womb. So, but let's look at Miss Owens here, and can you see the screen correctly?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So let's look at what she has to say. And just like that, there we go.
I have decided to do this video. It has been weighing very heavily on my heart and on my mind as well. And it was something that I wanted to say early on, but there were so many emotions and so much pressure for me to go with the popular opinion about who George Floyd was. And sometimes it can be difficult when there are just so many external pressures to say what you believe. And this was an instance where I felt like my silence would have been better in the beginning, but the more that I think about it, I realize that we are being sold a lot of land at the detriment to the black community, at the detriment to the white community, and at the detriment to America as a whole. So I want to come out and say that I do not support George Floyd and the media depiction of him as a martyr for Black America. I'm going to explain why, and I hope that some of you guys will understand where I'm coming from. I have spent a considerable amount of time reading a lot of Black authors that I think are some of the most brilliant Black Americans breathing. Walter Williams, Shelby Steele, Thomas Sowell, and I recently came across something that was an idea.
Just gonna like do a little like commentary part in between. I think the first thing is Thomas Sowell. Are you familiar with Thomas Sowell? So that's why we're here doing this podcast together, because we have very different like life experiences all converging on one another. For those of you guys who don't know, go out and research Thomas Sowell. He's an economist. He's a black economist. To be I don't know why. You know what? It kind of sucks that I even need to say that. I can't just say he's an economist. I gotta say
he's a black economist.
He's a black economist. Like,
well, I mean, if
like,
you say economist, a lot of people would think, well, they have to be a white man, but no. We have black economists.
Yeah, we have black economists too, man. And he's one of the most influential, I think, thought leaders of our time. Thomas Sowell, he came out with this book called Discrimination and Disparities, which is, I think, is pretty is fantastic, and is my I like to quote a little bit from it. But basically, the premise of that is that just because you have disparities doesn't mean you have discrimination. So I don't know if he's a Nobel Prize winning person. I'm not entirely sure, but I wouldn't be surprised if he did get a Nobel Prize in something. But Thomas Sowell is a pretty awesome individual. Those other authors and stuff, these are all people who are influential in the black community. The black community, actually, we do more than sports, man.
Right.
We write, we publish stuff, we do lots of different things, but for some reason, those things aren't magnified or talked about or really encouraged or even known, like amongst our people. Why is it that we don't celebrate people like Thomas Sowell as a black icon? I mean, I'm not getting we're getting too much into culture, but what is it?
I can say why. I can tell you why.
Oh, okay, go.
Let me tell you why. For one thing, we're just now finding our way back as black people. I mean, we've been through a lot from the 80s to now. Okay, after the drug epidemic and hit our communities and smother everything that our families worked hard for, and they end up losing. So now, our brothers and sisters, especially our young youth, we got a lot of more entrepreneurs, or whether they doing it out of their homes, whether they now open up their own stores, shops, selling things through the internet. Our new black leaders are coming. They're out there marching right now. And they out there speaking right now. The new Malcolm X, the new Martin Luther King. God didn't shut down the colleges for nothing, because he brought home the educated so that they can teach the community, the young people in their communities, why it's so important to get an education, why it's so important to want something out of life and want to make a change in your community and in the world personally. So I feel right now it's our beginning, and it's going to get better for the black race. I mean, it's going to get really good, because I truly believe that even with the Latino race, they're really rising now and doing really well, and doing a lot of entrepreneurship. See, the entrepreneurship of owning your own business is to bring power to your race. where we can have the best of the best, not settle for the less. So I believe God is working on all that. I truly believe the good Lord Jesus is really, 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 really doing a great things that bring his peoples up. So,
what do you think about what does it mean to be a martyr?
listen, who they want to use?
Your own business
Who?
is to bring.
Like
Who they want?
you know.
What? I mean, man, really?
Yeah, like in our community, right? Why do we tend to focus more on the like the basketball players?
We don't focus on the basketball
sure?
players. No, it's
You
not
know?
all about the sport. Now, when we see someone that we know that everybody have known for years and watched them play ball, like a Kobe Bryant and all that, or even Nipsey Hussle. Okay, think about it. I mean, I used to watch Nipsey on the corner when I used to ride by my lowrider out there getting his money. You know what I'm saying? And then all of a sudden, the man make it and do some brilliant thing, did that entrepreneurship, sold his own thing, and tried to brand himself and try to teach to others and create jobs. And then he passed. Well, actually, I can guarantee you, if Nipsey can come back right now, he would tell y'all, don't do half the things y'all did. Mourn my death and move on.
Wow.
But don't turn me into a martyr, because why? Only God is the king. I'm not a king. I'm a child of God. That's what really he would tell all his people. Don't turn me into a martyr. Oh no, don't do that. Don't no. Just honor me, okay? You think you
Wow.
move on with your life and do great things as I did. But don't sit here and put me on no pedestal and put a crown on my head. Other than that, boy, God is a very jealous God. So yeah, after Kobe Bryant, they painted him all around the building, on every building, every board. Next thing you know, COVID-19 hit our country. Boom, everything got shut down. Just understand that this happened right after Kobe Bryant passing.
Wow.
And everything got shut down. You don't think God was angry the way they was painting him everywhere and putting him on a pedestal? He was just another human like they had killed in my neighborhood. Just another black man that's lost from this earth. But we all knew Kobe. He did great things. I'm pretty sure he touched many lives, but he's not God. And he definitely was not supposed to be put up there on a pedestal the way our peoples and everybody have done it. Because as soon as they did it, I guess the Lord said, okay, Nipsey, okay, it's been a while since someone big, so okay, I'm not going to trip. But as soon as Kobe, because they went wild with Kobe. He was everywhere, all through Facebook, Instagram, every doggone word. Then I say to myself sometimes, I say, okay, I ain't got nothing against Kobe and getting his money. But my problem is, how could you walk out the Staples Center and see all that homelessness down there? How could you walk out and you die with $500 million and you watch homeless people? I guess you jumped in the helicopter too fast and flew off to Newport Beach to go home where you just really didn't see it. But then you played ball for 20 years right there at that Staples Center that the American people built. We bought that. We paid to get into them places for them folks to build that stadium down there. And they allow all that homelessness to go on down there. But you leave it up to the media. Oh, we gave to this and we gave to that and we gave to this. One thing I can say about Shaquille O'Neal, he took it to the ghettos. He got the doggone trucks, put all the goods in it, and took it straight to Watts and handed out himself so he knew they would get it. So there go another propaganda. Be very careful when they get to talking about, oh yes, we give to charity, we get to this, y'all give us this, and we're going to make sure it get here, there. Really? Is it going to get to our people? Or it's going to get to the people they want to have it? So there's a lot of things going on, man. We just got to stay focused.
I see.
That was planted into my head by Shelby Steele, and it's been something that I cannot forget. It is something that will stick with me for the rest of my life, and it is something that I hope for the Black Americans that are watching will stick with you for the rest of your life. Shelby Steele said that the Black community is unique from other communities. Our culture is unique from other communities because we are the only community that caters to the bottom denominator of our society. Now let me explain what that means. It means to say that not every Black American is a criminal, not every Black American is committing crimes, but we are unique in that we are the only people that fight and scream and demand support and justice for the people in our community that are up to no good. You would be hard pressed to find, a Jewish person who has spent 5 stints in prison, who commits a crime and dies while committing a crime, and that the Jewish people champion and demand justice for. You will be hard pressed to find this in white America. You'll be hard pressed to find this even in Latino America. There is a person that spends multiple times in prison. You are not going to see a bunch of Latinos coming out demanding justice for this person, even if, and I want to be very clear, what I'm saying is not any defense for Derek Chauvin. I hope Derek Chauvin gets the justice that he deserves to be, implemented upon him, and that the family of George Floyd deserves justice for the way that he died. But I also am not going to accept the narrative that this is the best the Black community has to offer. For whatever reason, it has become fashionable over the last 5 or 6 years for us to turn criminals into heroes overnight. And it is something that I find to be despicable, and it is something that I refuse to stand by any longer, and I am not going to play a part in it, no matter how much pressure comes from Black liberals and Black conservatives, as some token of people wanting you to believe that this is the only way you can be Black, is you have to say this was wrong, and that this person was amazing. I won't do that. George Floyd was not an amazing person, and as soon as this video hit the internet, I did just basic searches. Everyone jumped on it and was looking at the police officer, and everyone agrees that the police officer was wrong, and the police officer has been arrested. So that is not the reason I'm not discussing that, is because that is not something that has been misconstrued in the media. He has been turned into the devil that he is, and there is no reason for us to harp on that any longer, because white Americans are not uplifting Derek Chauvin as a victim or pretending that he's an amazing human being. But George Floyd is being uplifted as an amazing human being. For those of you who have not yet seen the clips and did not pursue or wait for more clips to come out, first and foremost, George Floyd at the time of his arrest was high on fentanyl, and he was high on methamphetamine.
Okay, let's not talk too much about the. Oh yeah, you gotta get closer to that, man. I mean, like, seriously, you gotta.
Okay, we got it.
Okay, yeah. I'm gonna just move it over here too.
Yep.
I'm not gonna talk too much about. We're gonna get to the drug part later, right?
Okay.
What I want to ask you, man, and to talk about right now, George Floyd, was he an amazing person?
I don't know much about George Floyd.
Okay.
As far as what he did in his community or what he was doing, besides, him, besisid the police killing him. I mean, all I know is.
So you're not too familiar with
his
his background?
No.
Okay, good. So, one of Trayvon Martin.
Mm-hmm.
How much do you know about Trayvon Martin?
The young boy that got killed
Yeah.
by George Zimmerman.
Yeah, by George Zimmerman. Yeah.
Oh well, shoot. He was a child.
He was a child.
He was a young boy.
How old was he?
I got teenagers. He was young. He was under 18, wasn't he? He was
Yes.
a minor.
Okay, but remember I didn't plan to talk about Trayvon Martin, but remember when that story first came out and they showed the pictures of the 10-year-old with the the bubble eye face and all of that, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then later on we see that Trayvon Martin was actually, he wasn't 13 years old, but he was like 17 years old, right?
Okay.
And he wasn't the small little boy that they first showed,
Mm-hmm.
but he was a big dude, And then we find out they actually got into a fight, It seems to me, and what I agree with Candace here, is that when it comes to our community,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
When something happens, we take that person
Mm-hmm.
and we lift them up, right? We basically put them on a pedestal and we say, oh, this is such a... And to be clear, I am not excusing the police officer.
Yeah, but see, the thing
Not
is...
excusing the police officer.
Yeah, but the thing is that the people in the community that went out there marching for him, didn't know anything about his background. I
Yes.
really don't even think they cared about if he was on drugs or any of that. Okay, really, I really don't think they even cared.
How come?
All they
How
knew
come
was,
our community don't care? How come we put stuff on there? How come we? How come we do that? How come it's with us that we see something and then we initially not only take out all the in the person, right? But then we like, I mean, man, we make T-shirts, we make hats. I went out there the other day. Yeah, the other day, it was yesterday.
one thing
I saw somebody had a mask on, that said I can't breathe.
Okay, but
How come we do
but
that?
you-
How come we
but
as African
you're
Americans
missing the point.
we take the
I hear where
lowest
you're coming from,
lowest
Spencer.
people and we just put them up like that?
That's not what happened. That's not what happened
Okay.
with the American people, the black race that went out there and represented this man. It was because he was black, not because of what he done,
What he
how
did.
much drugs
Mhm.
he used,
Mhm.
whether he was educated,
Mm-hmm.
whether he took care of his family or not. All we've seen
Mm-hmm.
is injustice when that police officer put his leg on his neck.
Mhm.
Okay? That was enough for any community, any black community. Why? Because we have seen it many times before. And our people is tired of the senseless killing. George, this guy here, putting his face on here, didn't do nothing but just wake up the young people that would never go to YouTube to find out nothing about him, to say, this is why we going out here. Another black man has been killed. This is all that it was.
That's and that's my point. That's part of the problem that I have, and I see you guys in the comment sections. What would you say? Are you a cop apologist? I understand. So a cop apologist is a person who defends cops. Okay.
Well,
I think that I would never be a cop.
my daddy was a LA County sheriff.
I would never. I
And I
can't.
still was from a hood and still did things that I did, and I respected my parents. I respected my father's job.
But yeah,
But
you
that
went
was
to.
a job that he chose to
Mhm.
do for himself, and it took care of me and 7 of my brothers and sisters, and we turned out to be okay. But it didn't make us no police lovers.
Police lovers.
It
Okay.
didn't make us no police lovers.
I
But it made us respect the police to keep from getting beat, because these are things that my father sat down and talked to his children about, how to deal with officers in our teenage age. That's probably the reason why I'm still here, and so is 4 of my brothers and sisters living in South Central LA. When I say South Central, I got to say it again. The only reason I use that terminology is because I want you to know that's some of the roughest neighborhoods in Los Angeles, California. Okay, so that's the reason why I use that. So y'all won't think that I live way over in Wilshire area where they just riot at, or Hollywood, or none of that. No. I'm from the hood, and I made it through the hood through the grace of God and good people around me. But
so
they
I mean,
didn't. That's not about.
so I just
his
want
record.
I just want to answer one of the thing that David said here. A cop apologist. I like cops. I guess I like everybody. I like cops. I like doctors. I like teachers. I like all of our public servants. I mean, I like engineers. I like a lot of people. Okay, so when something happens with the police, I don't automatically, like I think many of our black brothers and sisters do, say, oh, that cop should go to jail, or that cop should be killed, or that cop should be executed, or that cop should lose his job. Because I know from my experience of dealing with the media and dealing with other people that the camera thing might say one bit, but just look at the 10 seconds before that, right? A lot of times they don't show that, or they don't show what happens after. And a lot of times the media doesn't put out a picture that basically is the whole story, right? We don't know, and a lot of times, that's why my previous episode was about, facts over feelings, right? Because I feel, and this is maybe a little controversial, but I feel that a lot of people initially just go to feelings and they just leave all the facts behind. So Am I a cop apologist? Maybe so. Maybe so. I'll say it. Because it's because I think that's important, right? These are people who they're putting their life on the line, man. Right?
Well, I'll put it like this.
I don't
Spencer.
like when I go to work, I go from my bed right here to this chair right here. That's basically me. I don't have to go out there and deal with all these crazy people out here.
Well,
Because a lot of these people
you
are
got some
idiots.
ignorant people that would slam a police on the simple fact they're police, and then you got the ones that understand we need police because I wouldn't want nothing to happen to my wife or my children. If a situation occurred, you're gonna call 911 and call the police. What, you like the police when it's convenient for you, but you hate them when they're not convenient for you? Come on, wake up and smell the coffee. Okay, you got to be talking to some kids because any mature adult know we need officers. That's the bottom line. Now, do we need officers killing our people? No, we don't need officers killing our people. We need good officers, and there's bad officers. There's both kind. You know, like you got good people and you got bad people. As it is what it is. I guess that's what make the world turn around. But it's up to us to choose who you gonna roll with. That's what very important to me. Who I'm rolling with. I know how to refrain my feet from evildoers so I don't get caught up in that craziness. So, you know, it's no. I don't hate no police. Would never do that, you know. And I've been to prison. I've come encounter with them many times. I mean, but I don't hate them because I understand we need them. So we gotta make sure my family and my kids and people I love is safe. Shit, they can call 911 and somebody's gonna occur. Now, just imagine the police stop coming out to your calls.
Wow.
Whoa.
Wow.
What you gonna do? Get the hood niggas to protect your family? Now the hood niggas mean something, huh? Because that's exactly what would happen. Everybody slanging to their guns and shooting for no reasons. So, you know, police is kind of divert crime. Police is kind of keep brothers in check too, because you like, man, I'm not trying to do no 20, man. Oh no, man, there's too many cameras here, there. Let me go sit down, man. Let me walk away from this, or let me not do this. Let me not rob this person or do that. So it's just diversion, but just to kind of keep the peace too. It ain't all as bad as people look at it. You got some cool officers out there doing what they supposed to do, and they good for our community, you know. And then you got some bad ones that you wish would never even came to your community, or you wish you never even encountered. So it goes both ways. Like you can go on a job and work for the sizzler. Hell, you might have an employee you wish damn man, why'd I get a job here? Damn, I can't stand this person. But it goes both ways, man. I mean, some people you're gonna encounter that you don't like, and some you're gonna encounter you're gonna say, damn, all right, they cool. I can roll with them, you know.
So it's like when you hear people wanting to go out there and defund the police.
Defund them.
Yes. Yesterday when I went out to the protest, there was a lot of there was people in cars. You saw some of the pictures I posted. People wanting to actually say we need to take money out of the police department and, you know,
And do what with it?
put it somewhere else. Put it in other places.
I guarantee you, if the ones that's saying this was working 8 hours a day or 12 hours a day, or working in their own business, doing what they need to do to bring their family up, they wouldn't even be thinking about none of this. Because they'd be too busy trying to get ahead in life instead of worrying about what the heck trying to tear this police officer's life down for no reason. Now, the ones that need to be torn down are the ones that's being exposed. That's why they got the body cameras now. I mean, long as they got that body camera on them,
Yeah.
let them do what they do. We gonna see it, just like we seen this. We gonna see it.
So I mean, you know, people are saying that it needs to be that way in order for, you know, just take out money from the police. So what Garcetti did was that in LAPD he cut their budget by $150 million.
Okay, then I tell you what.
You know what's gonna happen?
No, when crime rise and people family start being harassed, or their houses getting broken into, or their cars are getting broken into, where you don't feel safe. At one time you did feel safe, and now you didn't. You're gonna wish that what's the police at now? Then they was always in the neighborhood. Now you don't see them. Trust me, that would be really, really, really bad. And trust me, I'm like I said, I ain't for police to just harassing nobody, but we do need them, man. We do need them, man. Okay, I got family still live in the hood that I wouldn't want nothing bad to happen to them. That I know that police is a deterrent for criminals. Bottom line.
Yes, they are. Okay, let's continue.
Both of his autopsy reports. If you pursue the 911 transcript out of their mind high, and which is what made the person fearful, because he tried to use a bill that I guess was a fake bill to purchase something, and then he was outside acting weird, and they, in their police call, said that this person was obviously distorted and on drugs. When he is put into handcuffs and is put against the wall, a baggie of what looks to be like cocaine or it's a white baggie that he drops onto the floor that you can see in an image. If you look up the clip, the media is refusing to circulate it. You can find it on Twitter if you use DuckDuckGo and look up George Floyd.
I'm a big fan of
baggie.
DuckDuckGo, by the way.
You can watch the clip yourself with your own eyes. He had drugs on him at the time of his arrest. Now, barring all of that, nobody thinks that he should have died during this arrest, but what I find despicable to be is that everyone is pretending that this man lived a heroic lifestyle when he didn't, and I want to talk about what his lifestyle was leading up to this moment, and why I refuse to accept the narrative that this person is a martyr or
Okay, I guess let's talk about drugs, and let's talk, because I think you have some experience with drugs, don't you?
Mm-hmm.
So unlike me, I really don't have that much experience with illegal drugs, but I wanted to say that let's look at the picture here, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because when you look at the video, we don't see the 911 call, right?
Mm-hmm.
We don't see the situation which caused people, in this case minorities, right,
Mm-hmm.
to even call the police.
Mm-hmm.
Right? We don't see that. We just see what happens when they get on the scene and the actual, all that. Not really excusing anybody, not excusing the cop or whatever, but I think do you think it's important to understand the context in which he died? Move up. Just move the chair.
I clearly understand the content of what.
Oh, that's a lot better.
I clearly what went on with that I can see is that when the police found the drugs,
that's good. That's
and
great.
had assumption that he was on it, because they didn't have that. They didn't have a for sure that he's on drugs.
So
it was just drugs in his pocket.
So question. When you see somebody, can you tell if somebody's on drugs by the way they're acting?
Well, methamphetamine, if they're on crystal meth, yeah, they're gonna have, their voice change. It's like a hyperness, but
are police like trained to tell
yes
when somebody is like out their mind, right? Like I go, we're not gonna say what neighborhood we're in specifically, because there's a lot of haters out there, but you out in LA, right? You see people, their mind isn't there, man.
Yeah, but that wasn't the case for him, because he wasn't fighting, he wasn't struggling.
But
ain't no but.
But why? So the police can't tell that someone's on drugs.
Even if he was on drugs, was he resisting?
Even if he was like acting.
She did not once say that man was resisting the police.
Okay.
So
okay. We don't know yet, I guess.
It's so many brothers out here who got caught with drugs. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I've got caught with drugs. Okay, back in my days. But the police didn't try to take my life behind me, throwing the drugs, and they said that's yours, sir. I'm like, no, it ain't. But they didn't do anything to hurt me. This officer had in his mind.
Oh wait. So look at how you're like though. You said just right now, no, it ain't, right? So you have the cognitive ability to to really understand. The question, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, so you seem like you're in your right mind, so no one isn't gonna go through and no one is gonna go through and say, oh, you're strugged out. right? Because you could talk to you, whatever.
Yeah, but see, you got to understand too.
Right.
She said that the key had drugs in his system, but they didn't say just how much. When was he using drugs that night and it's still in his system? Or
so the little baggie falls out of his.
That doesn't mean nothing. Okay, that's a possession. He got a possession of a little methamphetamine. Okay, now why would you still kill the man? Okay. She did not say, oh, he was resisting arrest and he was giving the police hard times and they had to put him to the ground. That was none of that. That police knew he was on drugs. He had drugs that fell out of his pocket.
Yeah.
So he felt like that dude was a nothing. Okay, really, he felt.
Wait a minute.
We was talking about this on the last podcast. I said that.
Yeah.
If the police feel that there's no get back for what they do to you.
There was drugs in the system, man. Fentanyl
what
was in the
they
system
did to
also.
you. Well,
Yeah.
Also, if he found drugs, he felt like, well, he ain't got a lawyer. He probably come from a poor neighborhood.
What is fentanyl? Can you explain it to me?
Fentanyl is like wow, that's a bad drug, man. bad drug.
It's a bad. This not like weed, right?
No,
I
it's
mean,
not like weed. No,
right? He has some hard drugs on him.
Yeah, but that still doesn't matter. He was not resisting arrest.
It doesn't. I agree that it doesn't. He
didn't resist arrest, man. He wasn't fighting the police. He wasn't trying to do anything. And he had his girlfriend and a little girl in the car, right, with him, right?
I'm not.
You didn't see that, huh?
I'll do some more research on that.
Yeah.
But let's continue.
Man, you need to get that video of his daughter that was in the car talking to her mama.
Should be lifted up in the black community, and that we should be buying T-shirts with his name on it. Okay. So here we have, first and foremost, let's start from the bottom of his record. And by the way, I am not saying that if you have a record, you don't deserve a second chance. I think people get arrested, and some people can serve time in.
I like to ask questions, right? So let's ask a question and let's remember to get closer here as we're doing it. Do people deserve a second chance?
Of course.
How about like for murder, people deserve a second chance?
If they did their time for it, yes.
Okay. I don't have anything to disagree about that, but yeah. But I like to ask questions. And asking a question like that will get you, like, people will get upset even if you ask that kind of question. But I ask it because I'm not afraid of asking questions.
Prison, and I believe in second chances, but I do draw the line when it comes to second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, and ninth chances. 1998, he spent.
Oh, wait a minute. Do you agree with that? 9 chances? For rape and all that kind of stuff, and drugs and
drugs,
all that.
Listen to me now.
Drugs. Yeah. Like if you get arrested one time, okay. If you get arrested 2 times, okay. If you get in prison 3 times
listen to me,
for drugs.
Yeah, what you throw them away? No.
Why
you
not?
Don't throw them away.
Why not?
Because they still have hope, man. As long as you're alive, you got hope, man.
But dude, if
I don't care, dude.
You know how much work it takes to get in prison?
It didn't take nothing to get in prison.
Remember to talk closer to the mic.
It didn't take much or nothing to get in prison. All it took is you to get a deal. I'm gonna give you a deal.
Hey, I see your
sweetheart deal.
I see your comment, man. It's a little delay before I see it versus when you hear me that I see it. So just write in the just write. If he's write something interesting, I'll comment it. I'll comment it, and I'm gonna check you guys on YouTube right now. Also, I'm gonna go to you guys first. Go.
Man, selling drugs is some brothers' livelihood. Okay, that's all they know how to do. Okay, they dropped out of school. They learned to hustle, and the hustle is good. They get arrested. They get out, do their time, come home. Some of them go right back to it. Some of them try to get a job and get themselves together, but their record is holding them from getting a good job. So they say, man, I can't take no $10 an hour when I can make this second. So. It's an up and down situation, but do you throw the key away on them, or do you just say they useless? No, you don't.
Okay, we got some comments from YouTube. You got lots of YouTube comments here. Oh, you ain't black if you don't vote for Biden.
Oh, you got to be crazy. Biden would never get my vote. That's a puppet on the string ready to be pulled. Soon as he get in, he have no control. He's a puppet on the string. And I'm American people out there, all my brothers and sisters, don't you even think about putting Biden. For y'all that likes the Democratic Party, y'all should demand that they get somebody else outside of Biden because he's a puppet on the string. They ready to pull him. Nancy Pelosi will have him jumping around. Boy, y'all be like, is he really a man? Is this a puppet? Because they just pulling the string.
Okay,
You'll
okay.
never get nothing. They'll throw your food stamps and a county check all day long.
Okay, we got some more comments. It says they planted the drugs on him. Okay. There was no drugs in the system at all. Autopsy reports, 2 of them show that there was drugs in the system. And you know what's interesting too? People when I looked at when the autopsy report came out, the headline wasn't that there was fentanyl in the system. The headline was he had COVID-19.
Wow.
That was a
So they
headline.
saying he was sick? He got killed for being
No, that he had COVID-19. I mean, okay.
So he's sick. You got COVID-19. You're sick, right?
I guess.
Okay. What you mean you got? Nigga, you supposed to be in
You're not.
quarantine.
No.
with COVID-19.
You're not because 30% or 40% of people who get it are asymptomatic. They have no symptoms. They don't get sick at all. So
Okay, so you saying he had COVID-19? He didn't even know he had COVID-19.
he didn't even know he had
But
COVID-19.
he didn't have no drugs in the system.
He had drugs in the system too. He was high on fentanyl
Okay, high on fentanyl with COVID-19.
and some other drugs, right?
Okay.
But my point is how
one
to
more time.
Okay.
Did you read in the report that he was resisting arrest?
No, I did not read in the report
Okay.
that he was resisting arrest.
Mhm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Did not read that. All I'm really trying to
Police
show.
didn't put that in the report, huh?
Well, you know.
I want to know why was he standing against the wall? They had him standing against the wall.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden he on the ground. How did that occur? What made him come from standing up? Well, I guess they talking to him, going through his pocket, to throwing him on the ground. Because normally they'll let you just stand there, go through your pockets, check you out. If they find something, they put the handcuffs on you, march you to the car, and do a little bit more investigation. But how did he come from standing on the wall to on the ground? Now explain that one to me.
Let's
Did
check
the news
out.
tell you about that one?
Let's check out the Twitch people. What do you guys are saying there? Okay. We gotta work on Twitch, guys. We gotta work on Twitch. We only got 1 people watching it on Twitch, so you know, whatever. Rooting for Twitch. Let's see. Let's continue. Let's continue here.
10 months in prison for theft with a firearm.
Okay, theft with a firearm. He served 10 months in prison. Theft with a firearm.
Okay.
And why do I bring this up? I think it has.
Okay, but was it a armed robbery or just
Theft with a
firearm? He was stealing something, and when they caught him, he had a gun on him.
Okay, tell me how hard. Don't 90% of cases go to a plea deal, right?
Basically,
So if you
unless they, you got the prosecutors feel like they got you dead bang, and we ain't giving you no deal. We want to see you do the whole thing. Then you basically got to go through a trial. So not everything is not pleaded out. No.
Okay, so that we got okay. The guy was high on drugs. He had a history of violent crime, maybe. Let's see what some more they have in his system. See, I mean, so like we got stuff like this, people. I don't know which way this. Yeah, right. We have things like this, and we have things like this. Let's see what more with what Candace has to say.
That was the first prison stint that I could find on him. In 2002, he spent 8 months in prison for a cocaine offense. In 2004, 2 years later, he spent another 10 months in prison for a cocaine offense.
Okay, how hard is it to get jailed for cocaine? Not once,
But see, she's counting.
but twice.
She's counting the years where, you know, basically, if you get caught with drugs, man, and then she's not even saying just how much drugs he had,
No,
but they
yeah.
would basically take you to jail for any amount of drugs.
Like
You
a small amount of
get caught
drugs.
with a base pipe, a $10 rock, and end up in jail doing 60 days or 90 days. It depends.
60 days and 90 days different
It
than 10
depends.
months and 2 years,
Yeah,
right?
but see, yeah, but
Okay.
but
Okay,
but
but
it
what?
depends on the amount of drugs, how many times you've been arrested for the drugs, because now that many times, I wonder why they didn't send him to a drug diversion, because it seemed like he got a cocaine habit, you know?
Okay, so I think the word's called recidivism.
But you got to remember, we was giving free labor in these prisons, man, in them years, man. That's why Donald Trump released all the prisoners, because half of them already had served their time. They were just in there working. You understand? These was concentration camps. They wasn't prison. Them was concentration camp for free labor. That's what the government was doing.
Yeah,
making
but
brothers work for a quarter, 50 cents.
that's what should they. That's
free
what.
labor.
That's what they should be doing.
So basically, they was sending you to jail. Excuse me.
Yes. Yes.
Excuse me.
Yes, you are in jail. You're not on vacation.
Bro.
Dude,
Bro.
my tax dollars is paying for
Bro.
people. They should be getting as much work out of them as possible.
Mass incarceration, bro. I don't care.
I'm not with
mass incarceration.
No.
BS, dog.
No.
I'm not with that, bro.
No.
Not one bit.
No, I'm not with mass incarceration either.
Okay, well that's what they was doing.
That's not what I'm talking about.
Well, they was giving brothers a life sentence on a murder is 25 years. Okay, they can throw an L behind it, but if you do the whole 25 years, they supposed to let you out, Spencer.
It's life. It's called life.
No.
What?
25 years on a life sentence, all you're supposed to do. They were sending them brothers to the parole board and sticking them and making them do another 5 years or another 10 years when actually they did their time for that crime. Okay, that's what Donald Trump understood. That's why he let a lot of the brothers out of jail, even lifers.
You know, I mentioned that to a lady yesterday. She didn't know anything about what Donald Trump did for the black community.
And sisters out there don't know.
Nothing. She was like, Trump is a this and Trump is a that and blah blah blah. Right? But yet she didn't know about opportunity zones. She didn't know about any of the things that he's doing with regards to, prison reform.
Right.
Nothing about that. And it's really I think it's sad. But one of the things I wanted to really, piece apart here was that mass incarceration. Let's put mass incarceration in a different category. We'll talk about that. I think we're going to talk about that later too. But if you're in prison, that's not the same as being on vacation.
No.
Right?
No.
You are supposed to be. I think you're supposed to be worked.
Really?
I think you don't have freedom, and I think you need to basically, make it into an environment where people don't want to go back there again. Where people would rather be homeless than go to prison, right? There are people who don't want to be homeless, so they'd rather go back to prison where they got 3 meals a day, and they could, have activities and read books and go on the computer and, do a whole bunch to go back to school. You can even do that in jail now.
If they didn't change the law like they did, you would never see, it wouldn't be one homeless person on the streets right now. They'd all be in Wayside in a minimum camp, sleeping it off, just there working, doing nothing, just serving the police. That's what was going on. That's why when they changed the law, they could no longer take these homeless to jail for a rock of cocaine or a drug pipe in their
And
pocket.
we're going to talk about the drug cocaine epidemic later. But
does that all falls in the same category of what we're talking about now, or why we got so much homelessness out here? And in early 90s, you didn't see none of this homelessness. And it would have been had they had to change the law then to what it is now. The homelessness would have started way early in the 90s. Okay?
Oh,
that's when they was that was mass incarceration in the 90s because they had the drugs. They knew, boom, get caught with a rock, you gone, boom, that can get you 6 months, 90 days for a dime rock, a little old piece of rock.
And it took those people out of the streets and into the prisons, and that's why we didn't have a lot of homelessness.
But they needed to be in programs.
That's interesting.
Recovery homes.
Okay, so I don't know how to say your name, man. I can't say your name, but you said structural discrimination against people of color and institutional racism is a major problem. Look at the podcast we did, not last night, but the night before. The point is that you would never see a white person on the road pleading for his life and saying, "I can't breathe," right? The last video we did was a white guy on the ground crying, and the cop just shot him 5 times, bam, 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 because he didn't follow directions. So if you, I think you're a new viewer here, subscribe on Eyes of Reason on YouTube, here, whatever, and just go back and watch that entire video, and that kind of debunks all of that. Let's continue here.
That was SWAT. That was SWAT.
I don't see the difference, but okay.
Yeah, right. I
In
do.
2005, he spent another 10 months in prison for having less than 1 gram of cocaine on him again. In 2007, and this was the biggest instant that I had that made me realize this was a horrible human being that I am not going to pretend was a good person. In 2005, a woman who was pregnant received a knock at the door, and she went to the door, and the person pretended to be someone that worked for the water department. So she opened her door and quickly realized that the person at her door did not work for the water department and attempted to slam it. At the moment that she was attempting to slam it, a Ford pulled up and another 5 men jumped out of the car.
Wow.
And one of which was George Floyd.
Wow.
Up to the door, and they forced their way inside to her home, inside of her home. Mind you, this woman is pregnant.
Pregnant
At that
women.
point, George Floyd took out a gun and pressed it to her stomach. And she was screaming, begging for her life, and he put her inside of her living room and instructed one of his criminal friends that was with him to watch her and to make sure she didn't leave the living room. So he was playing guard while they ransacked her home looking for drugs and money. They did not find drugs. They ended up taking, I believe, her wallet and her cell phone. Fortunately for her, her neighbor observed what was going on and caught the license plate of the people as they pulled off and called 911. And when 911 was able to, they were able to track down the car of which George Floyd was the driver, and they arrested him. And 2 years later, he was sentenced to 5 years in prison.
Wow.
For that instance. Now, you can say
Now, let her finish her sentence.
he was portraying it like he was just getting his life together after, being released in 2014 following that incident. He was just getting his life together and moved and was going to start fresh. I'd like to believe all of those things, and there's a gap, and he never got in trouble for 5 years until this incident when the police were called on him again. But you are defying common sense to believe that this person suddenly became an exemplary character but happened to be high on fentanyl and methamphetamine and trying to use a bill, a fake bill, to purchase something. And
yeah, before she continues on, the guy with 4 other people got out of the car, went to rob a lady, and then he took a gun, a pregnant lady. He took a gun, and what did he do with that gun? He pressed it up against the stomach of a pregnant lady.
Okay, so he's doing a home invasion, and he pressed a gun against a pregnant woman.
Pregnant woman.
I don't condone that at all.
How do we?
I'm glad that she made it through the situation, but what does his past have to do with his present?
And that's the and I guess
see, what I'm starting to hear you say, and even her, is that my peoples are out there marching for no justification.
Yes, no justification.
Okay?
Yeah.
When they're marching because they're tired of the impression of the police. Tired of police is killing black people. They only look at this man as a black man. They don't look at him as, oh, he took drugs. Oh, he got caught with drugs.
Who is they? Who is they?
Oh, the people, the American people.
The American
that's
people?
out there marching and fighting for justice. Okay?
What do you mean marching?
There's no different than who's that other guy that got killed? The other Rodney.
Rodney King?
Hello. That kicked off a riot, right?
Yes, it did.
Okay.
Yes, it did. But
they tried to say he was drunk and all this, and this is why this happened, right? Well, it's no different again. They always want to find an excuse excuse, and I know this is my black sister sitting up here, Candace. I know she's speaking truth, okay? She did some research. She found some things on his record, but it still don't, there's no justification for why this officer let this man die. Why didn't he just continue to stand there and put handcuffs on him and put him in a police car and take him on down to the station and finish whatever they needed to do? Why did that man come from standing up to laying down with that police officer knee on his neck? No, I understand what Candace is saying if you want to go into his record, but to us as people, black people that wants to see us treated right and with respect, that officer had no reason killing that man. I don't care. My people, they can march all day long. And not only mine, I mean, we got the Latino race out there, we got the white race, we got every race in America. Why? Because folks are just tired of the police killing people.
So again, right?
Mm-hmm.
First part, I think it was the first one. I don't know. You could all, it's gonna be on YouTube. Yeah, it's on YouTube, Twitch, IsaReason.com. Here we show that there is no epidemic of black people being killed by the police. The data, right? The media, when it's a white person getting killed by the police, nothing, right? When it's a black officer killing a white person, nothing. When it's a black officer killing a black person, none. When it's a white officer killing somebody, oh, now we want to get up in the street and protest and march and just yell all up and down the river, right? But then when it is somebody who was high on drugs, right? Somebody who was the type of person who would do a home invasion robbery, who would get cocaine not once, but about 3 times, it seems like, go to jail for it. Not 30 days, right, or 60 days, but months. That shows you that he argued that down from a plea deal. They probably argued it down from a bigger offense, right? A guy who would go in, break into somebody's house, a pregnant woman, clearly pregnant, and then put a gun up against the stomach of that person. Now we want to put posters and plaster the guy's face all in our community, all in our neighborhood, right? Why do we? And I'm not excusing the police officer necessarily. I'm not doing that, right? Listen to me, guys. Not doing that. I'm just saying, why do we have to take people like this, like Trayvon Martin, like others, and why do we have to like uplift them up like this, man? Because now when you do hashtag George Floyd, and now the guy's a common household name, while the other guy who got shot by the police in his hotel room, I don't forgot his name already. You know what I mean? I'm pretty sure you probably forgot his name already too, right? And I did a whole bunch of research on it, but I forgot because it just breaks my heart that we can't uplift or march for more outstanding people. It's like every single one of these people that we could name has something crazy wrong with them.
Well, look at it like this. The outstanding people are the people out there marching.
For what?
Okay?
For
marching
what?
because they letting the police know you can't come kill me.
Come kill.
I don't want you killing my kid or my daughter
and
or
guess
my
what?
husband or my father
and
or
guess
my
what?
uncle.
And guess what? The data.
It ain't about him. It ain't all about him. It ain't all about him. It's about us. I'm sorry. It's about us. Did I do something wrong?
Yeah. You did.
Man.
Yeah.
It's about us.
Can I Control Z that? Oh man.
Did I mess this up?
Yeah.
Oh, there we go.
No, we didn't. No. That's I don't know how to. Oh man.
What I just did. We still on?
Yeah, we're still on, but there's no way I can show people's comments or even the video anymore.
Oh, wait a minute, hold on. Set it back up real quick. That was my bad, family.
Oh,
People out
man.
there, I touched on it.
Ah.
Got a little emotional because Spencer over
All
here,
of these
he
things
be
are
throwing some words
deleted.
out there, and I be letting them know we ain't watching totally for this George Floyd. We watching because we don't want it to happen to our family members or our sons or our daughters or our fathers or our uncles, brothers, nephews.
Listen, but
it's bigger than him, man. You trying to make it all about him? It ain't all about him.
No, it's not about him. But the thing is, he doesn't represent anything.
It doesn't matter. He got killed.
It should matter because we as a people are not being killed.
He's still human.
He is still a human being, but he's a crazy, flawed human being.
He never done nothing to me.
On drugs.
Okay, this is what they saying.
This is what we know. This is not just what they saying.
Okay, because the media said he had this drug in
his pocket. It's more than the media. It's 2 autopsy reports saying that,
man. Okay, then what that got to do? You know how many brothers and sisters I know that use drugs and they still good people?
Use fentanyl? How many people do you know use fentanyl? Crack. Right? Come on. These kinds of people.
Listen to me, man. Listen to me.
Come on,
How did that man come from standing up to laying down?
You know what? I don't know. I don't know how he went from standing to laying down, and I'm pretty sure all of those officers and all those bystanders who witnessed this and the guy with the camera, when it comes time to court, we're gonna figure all of that out, right?
Another day, then, huh?
Right.
Another day on
the
podcast.
But for right now, oh man, it's hit me like a, yeah. I should have saved the configuration file for this before I need to calm down.
Calm down, Spencer.
It's my problem is.
Mm-hmm.
It's sad what happened to this guy.
Okay.
All right, listen. But I'm feeling less sad about what happened to this guy. I'm feeling sad that it's almost like we as a people get played.
Well, this sounds like to me.
We get played because it's one narrative that is out there and we immediately latch on to it. And then when we find out more and more and more of the facts, it's like, but then we say, okay, well, it's not about the guy. It's about racism. Racism. Systemic racism. It's America. It's capitalism. People blamed capitalism for this guy's death. You know, I don't know how many people you go out there and talk to on Facebook and Twitter and other places. Mm-hmm. But people are literally saying that. Why? Because they look at the guy and they're like, well, we can't really defend his character, right? But we as black people, we got to do something. So we reach into the bag of victimhood and blaming and oppression, and then we say, hey, well, because you're oppressed. Oh, yeah. Your skin is black. You're oppressed.
See, it's bigger than
right?
that, though. It's bigger
no,
than that.
But there's no data for that, man.
Yeah, but they already had the American people stressed out by sitting in the house. They wanted to do something to react, wanted to get out the house, wanted to do something to affect the people that took their livelihood from them. This just so happened to the point they said, okay, now I can put my tennis shoes on, I can put on my sweats, and I'm finna get out here and make me a sign, and I'm finna march. No justice, no peace. They're not just talking about him. They're talking about them being in their house, losing their jobs, and have to be there with their badass kids all day, and wondering that I'm still going to be a manager or a supervisor, or I'm just going to be an employee when I go back. Or do I even have a job? Or do I got to search for one? Man, there's a lot going on that make them folks go out there and march, brother. It's way bigger than this dude right here. He just kicked it off. Now, the frustration is what got them marching every day. Okay? That's what got them marching every day.
So that's the thing, right? So it's not about It's people are so your argument is that people are frustrated
Very frustrated.
for COVID-19.
COVID-19.
It's not about
worrying
racism.
about how they gonna eat, worrying about how they gonna pay their bills, wondering, how much rent is gonna build up that I haven't been able to pay because I haven't been able to work, and now they're gonna evict me. It's a lot of stuff going on,
okay.
People might lose their house because they weren't able to pay their mortgages on their homes. They never in their life been behind, dog, or wondering like, man, I had good credit, now I got okay credit. I mean, it's a lot of, man, you'd be surprised, man. You need to talk to some of the folks that's marching. They'll tell you.
Put that on that.
Yeah.
So that's part of the thing, guys. Is I feel like people are they're frustrated over COVID-19, right? But they are just latching onto this idea of systematic oppressive racism and saying that is the reason why there's all of these killings in the first place. And that just doesn't come up with the data, as we talked about before.
No, man, it's frustration out there.
And racism is not what did this. This was a guy, string of criminal history. So I could just imagine what was going on and taking place when those people called the police on this guy. It takes a lot to call the police on someone, I think, especially if you're black, right? If you're black, do you call the police on other people?
The police calling me when I'm playing my music too loud. No, I don't take a lot for them. They just frustrated, man. Oh, wow, he's playing his music. I'm trying to look at TV.
Oh, man.
Okay, oh, man, please, man. It doesn't take much of anything, Hell, you can probably be the wrong guy in the wrong neighborhood and get the doggone police call on you. It depends on the individual, man, what they going through, what they feeling, man. But for thousands and thousands of people to go out and march on these streets, man, all over the United States of America. That's total frustration. That has nothing to do with
That's not frustration.
About this. Please,
that's stupidity, man.
Well, call it what you want brother.
They are out
call
there.
It what you want
they are out there. No, they're out there because of frustration, right? I agree with the frustration, right? Mm-hmm. But what you're saying, man, is you're saying that they're frustrated because of COVID-19. And all the implications involved with that.
Because their livelihood been taken from
them. Yes. They're frustrated.
Not because of no COVID-19.
No,
but
their livelihood was taken from them because of COVID-19, right?
If that's what the government want to call it, but why they open up the country? Why did they let 4,000 inmates out with no doggone job, no experience, no nothing, and then get mad because they go out and loot and tear up they stove? Okay, what you expect to happen? They got cameras in this stove. They ain't sitting there rolling cameras back trying to figure out who took what and what did what and who kicked in the stove, who lit the fire. They ain't doing none of that, right? Because why? The white folks already know, man, we got the insurance on it, man. I'm going to win anyway.
Not a lot of these, oh, man, what did I do? Not a lot of these people, man, have insurance.
A lot of businesses?
No, a lot of minority businesses don't. A lot of businesses in general.
What minority businesses? There ain't no businesses, no minority businesses down there on Wilshire or Hollywood or Melrose or Santa Monica. Please.
Really?
Really? You tell me.
Really?
We don't stomp around there.
We don't have.
Now, we go through there, but we don't go down there shopping. We got other places to shop.
We don't. No one goes down to Long Beach. Downtown Long Beach. There's no downtown. There's no black people in downtown Long Beach.
Drive or no 30-minute drive to go spot pair shoes in Long Beach.
How about the promenade in Santa Monica?
We got the promenade right here on Central now, and it's still standing.
No, Santa Monica.
Well, Santa Monica got their own. We got our own. Ours is still standing. Theirs a toe up. Let the Bentleys and the Rolls Royces and the Ferraris ride by and let them look at a few burned buildings and windows broke out and things of that nature that we had to look at when the riots right here in our own little city when we tore up all our stuff. No, take it to the suburban neighborhoods if y'all gonna do that and let them folks feel your pain. That's what they did. Ours are still standing. Come on now. South Central, all in LA, Inglewood is still standing. Culver City, Lucky too, they still standing. Okay? Huntington Park and long parts of Long Beach got hit. Not all of Long Beach. Come on now, man. Let's get it right, man. It was suburban neighborhoods that got hit, man. Come on now. Half our people can't afford $2,000 Louis purses and watches and all this those type of stuff that was taken down there. That wasn't for us. That was for them.
That was for them.
Hey, we got to work hard to get stuff like that. Or we got a bill, or we got to run a credit card. Come on, man, let's keep it real out here, Spencer.
I'm trying to keep it real.
Yeah,
and when I'm trying to keep real is that black people, do black people just go into, I don't know what black neighborhoods and shop there, or do black people shop downtown, or do black people shop in Hollywood, or do black people shop in Santa Monica, right? Do we?
Listen.
Do we? My bicycle shop is in Santa Monica, or was on Santa Monica.
Where you live in England?
On Wilshire, not on Wilshire, on Santa Monica Boulevard and Lincoln.
But you ain't from the hood though, Spencer. You ain't from the hood, man.
So
you are not from the hood.
But I'm black.
And even Candace, I guarantee you, she probably ain't even grew up in the hood. And I'm not taking nothing from you. No, I know you're black, but you got to understand the hood, how they think, what emotions we go through, all the trials and tribulations we went through to get to where we are today.
I went to school in Compton, man.
Okay.
Is that the hood?
How long did you stay there? Was you a part of the hood, or you just lived in the neighborhood and then went out to your colleges and schools and other places? We went to the schools in the hood.
I went to school in the hood. I went to school from Inglewood, right, Warren Lane, and then I did a summer in Morningside, and that was just, I couldn't. My mom felt that she couldn't. We just couldn't do that in Morningside, then I went
Mom
to.
And Daddy didn't have that luxury all that time to pull their kids out and send them other places. You understand?
No,
so happened you just had the parents that probably had the means to send you somewhere.
She worked her butt off, and she decided that a Christian Adventist education was worth it for me.
That was beautiful. God bless you.
I thank her for that. But I'm saying that just to say that black people shop in lots of different places, man.
I'm not saying we don't, but 95% of it we're shopping within our own community. We got everything. We got malls. We got everything the suburban people got. But ours are still standing. Theirs are the ones down, man. You can sit there and throw this all around all day long, and people out there don't have to like it. But I'm only speaking truth. Truth is, our stuff is standing, and they get to ride around in their Bentleys and Ferraris and Mercedes and BMWs and stuff and watch their building and wonder, wow, that used to be so-and-so's store. It's all burnt up. That was a horrible sight to see during the riots in our own community. Now they got to see it, so they get to feel the frustration of the American people, the black people in our community. Because your community, we are more. Yes.
Is that something that we feel, that we project onto ourselves?
No, that's just the way the way the society is, the way they really they don't do much. They really don't do much.
Talking to Mike, closer to the mic, man.
They don't do much in our community to build up our community or to fix our schools up where our kids have really nice schools where they're motivated to come to school. Even some of the teachers look like students. How you expect to teach and you looking like one of the homies in the hood?
So I take offense to that, because my first job out of school was a teacher. That was my first job.
Well,
that was my first job. I was 21 years old, and I was teaching eighth, not eighth, but like ninth graders. I mean, I was only a couple of years old. So, I mean, I felt like I wanted to go back and to help my community, right? But it was a constant stop. Don't sit. Why are you talking to him? Pay attention. Why didn't you do your homework? Blah, 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 blah. I spent more time trying to, get our people to pay attention in class than I did teaching. And it was so sad, because you got students there who want to learn, and you got to deal with these students, but at the same time...
Did you get frustrated? Is that what you sitting there telling us? You got frustrated, huh?
I got very frustrated.
Okay, then that's what's happening in our community. They're frustrated. They're frustrated. They grab signs, and they had to go out and they had to go.
But my key point is not other people that are doing it. We are doing it to ourselves by making excuses for people like this who are high on fentanyl, on hard drugs. We make excuses and uplift these types of people.
Okay.
What if we said, man?
Okay.
What if we said?
Okay.
What if we said?
I
You
hear
know
you,
what?
Spencer.
You
Now,
know what?
let me-
We're not going to. You know, it's a bad thing that happened to this guy, but we're not gonna lift him up and do hashtag all of
Okay.
this. But we're
All
gonna
right.
promote good people in our community.
Okay,
How
let-
come
let-
how come the Mexicans do that? How come the Asians do that? How come the white folk do that? But when it comes to us as African Americans, right? Silence. How
Okay.
come we don't do that? How come we want to promote the, I'm not gonna say lowest, even though that's the first word that comes to my mind. But how come we gotta promote the worst examples of us? And this is only a small percentage of the population, man. What? 12 people last year got shot unarmed by the police.
What?
Last year.
Jeez.
And only eight
But-
of those,
but-
and only eight of those were black.
Okay, but still, Spencer,
And
he's still a
how
part
come-
of our community. You can throw it any way you want to throw it. You can spin it any way you want to spin it, Mr. Republican. He's still a part of our community. We ain't going to cast him out because he has some methamphetamine in his system, or he was drunk, or he did some major crimes back in the days. Everybody deserves a chance. That's why God give us a chance over and over and over again.
Okay, so so you don't draw the line at a guy who goes and takes a gun and puts it onto a pregnant woman,
but
and
that
I
was-
bet you that pregnant woman wasn't a white woman.
But that was years ago.
Talk to the
He
mic,
did
man.
he
Talk to
did
the
his-
mic.
He did his time for that.
Scoot up, you got to
But
be
he
on that
did
side.
his time for that, people. I'm
Okay.
pretty sure y'all
Yeah.
understand that now. I don't want to come
Yeah,
out of
he-
jail
yeah, he
doing
did.
my time, and I got to go in the hood and do more time because everybody want to prosecute me now. Okay? That don't happen in our community. You come out and you do your time, it's barely even talking about. If anything, we're happy you home now.
Mhm.
Everybody's watching to see what you're going to do. Yeah, that's what, are they trying to help you get a job, man? You can come out and come down and talk to my manager or whatever. Now, you have some people that gets out of jail and they just become repeat offenders and just can't get off the drugs. Now, I didn't understand. I didn't ever heard him one time say the man was in a recovery home. Okay? When does the treatment come in? Because that should have came in when he got out of jail. Because he did the robbery because he was on drugs, right?
So I don't have a lot of experience with the drug system.
Mhm.
But if you go to jail for cocaine
Mhm.
and then you come out and then you go back to jail
Mhm.
for cocaine
Mm-hmm.
and then you come out,
Mm-hmm.
is one of the parole, right? Is one of the elements of parole that you have to go into some like treatment program every
No,
week
the
or
element
something?
of parole coming out of jail.
You don't.
I
So
mean, because if they
for
want
drugs,
to-
you
if they-
don't. You're
if-
not required to go to some sort
That's
of.
if they recommend it in court. That's
They didn't-
part of your
they don't-
your
is-
time.
Is that a normal thing, or is it abnormal to go to get a recommended for a drug treatment?
Well,
program?
9 out of 10, once you go in and do your time, they say, okay, we're going to give you 9 months for this drug we found on you, okay? You say you accept it. You're going to go in, you're going to do probably 4.5 months on 9 months, okay?
Oh, wow.
Okay, yeah, 4.5 months on 9 months, okay? Good time, work time, because the guy going to be working, and he better be good. Other than that, you end up, doing the whole 9 months. Ain't nobody trying to stay in there, so you're going to kind of straighten up. You ain't got no drugs. You ain't got nothing. So he's sober. He just going through in his time and going through the routine. So eventually he come out of jail. Now the thing is that, I was always told, man, the drug dealer's still going to be out there. The alcohol, the liquor store's still going to be there. So that's his fight. That's his addiction. He got to fight that addiction because he come out and say, man, I'm going to give me a job. I'm going to turn my life around. And till things just ain't happening as fast as he thought it was going to happen. So it's 9 out of 10, a lot of them fall back into that gutter and get back on drugs. So that's just a repeat offender of the drug addiction.
So recidivism rates amongst African Americans are crazy high, right? It's like a revolving door with the prisons, and I thought about this problem a lot with pen and pencil,
Well, you know now you
Narcanon.
can't go to jail for crack. You can find a piece of crack on you right now. They can't take you to jail. That's over with. All that type of time.
And so I'm saying people like that, right? Because you can't put them in prison
why
anymore.
we have all the homelessness downtown and all around us because they can't take them to jail no more.
And you think, and do you think that had a factor in this guy's life to the point where he would be more susceptible to do the actions
that he did with the drugs?
That he did.
I believe it could be because you don't go to jail for crack no more or drugs. It has to be a high amount that they have to find on you in order for them to lock you up and keep you in there. So no, that could be because it did. It gave a whole lot of people a door to say, well, I can get cracked out now without worrying. Yes, it did. Yes, it did. Yeah, it did.
So that's what I think that's one of the core ideas of what I am sort of trying to say, which is that the guy's lifestyle had maybe just a teeny factor in leading up to the situation where somebody had to call the police on him. Right? A guy on drugs, strung out, acting all crazy, acting violent towards somebody else, to where they feel that they had to, with the fake bills he was trying to do. What I'm about to say next is conjecture. I don't know what I'm about to say next, but I'm gonna say it because this is how I currently am thinking about the situation. Guy is high, has a fake bill, fake money, and trying to buy something with it from somebody else. And they're like, nah, man, this is fake. You can't be doing that. And they getting upset and say, you know what? I'm going to call the police on you because you're acting all, you can't be doing this. And he, because he's high on fentanyl and wants to buy with some fake money, is just getting outrageous. And then that's when the police shows up and it just goes all downhill from there. Not excusing the officer. But maybe if we made our drug laws how they were in the 90s, how they were before, where you get caught, you go to jail, right? Maybe if we had those types of laws, we would still have George Floyd alive with us today. Okay, he may be locked up without freedom, but at least he'll be alive, right?
Okay, let's put it like this then.
You think so?
If they had not shut the country down the way they did and try to tell folks to stay in the house like we on house arrest, then maybe the dude probably would still be alive today because the police probably been doing something else and half the stuff that happened wouldn't been happening. Okay? You would have had all the college students in school. You had the young kids in school. You had folks working. I guarantee it wouldn't have been as much protesting. It would have been the protesters that normally protested out there protesting, but you wouldn't have had the massive crowd that you had out there protesting because folks would have been doing other things that they normally do throughout their life. Now, if you want to fault anybody, you fault the government for shutting everything down and not opening it at a timely manner where folks don't get frustrated. This is all frustration, man.
So I think you totally missed the point of what I was saying there.
I got the point. Spencer, you always trying to flip something.
I think you missed the point, but let's continue to hear what Candace said.
All right, let's go.
Yeah.
So in my opinion, George Floyd was a criminal. He was a criminal. And just because he was a criminal doesn't mean he deserved to die at the knee of a police officer. But it does mean that I am not going to play a part of the broken black culture that always wants to martyr criminals, who wants to pretend they were these upstanding human beings that just wanted to help society, that just wanted to reach out and uplift society. And he has a rap sheet that is long, that is dangerous. He was an example of a violent criminal his entire life, okay? Up until the very last moment. Now, again, I want to be clear. This is not a defense for Derek Chauvin. No one that I have spoken to, no one in the news is defending Derek Chauvin. He is getting what he has coming to him. Okay, great. But why are we pretending that this criminal should be upheld as a citizen, as a martyr in Black America? A martyr for a fake narrative, by the way.
Fake.
Police brutality, race-motivated police brutality is a myth, okay? So let's get into that. Not only are we using this death, right, and allowing it to cause these riots and protests, pretending this was some upstanding citizen of the Black community who was tackled down and killed for no reason, right? Not only are we allowing it to inspire riots in which Black people are dying, in which actual upstanding Black citizens are dying. Case in point, I'm sure you guys have all now seen David, the sheriff that just was shot and killed because he was trying to protect a pawn shop. Please look him up if you haven't seen it. I'm blanking on his last name. His first name is David, who was shot and killed for trying to protect a pawn shop from looters. An upstanding citizen, an actual head of he was the head of a police entire life, 77 years old, did everything right? So we now have to kill upstanding Black citizens because a non-upstanding Black citizen, a career Black criminal, died. Now, did he deserve to die in that manner? No. I can't say it enough. No, he didn't deserve to die in that manner. But I will be damned if the rest of us upstanding Black citizens have to suffer because of this incident that rarely ever happens in America. So here are some numbers.
She's going to spit out some numbers to try to back up what she's saying, because Candace Owens isn't like a lot of Black people out there who want to basically go by their feelings more by their facts. I mean, so that's why, like, with the first time we did it, right? Facts over feelings. People feel things because I think that they're motivated by the media. I think the media manipulates our feelings in such a way. But why should an upstanding citizen, Black citizen, why should he die for something that not only doesn't exist and doesn't rarely ever happens if it does, but why should he die for somebody like this?
Listen, man.
Why?
Listen.
Why? And talk close to the mic.
This man here that just passed away, you had Nipsey Hussle with almost 1,000 to 2,000 people out there in the middle of the Slauson and Crenshaw. Okay? Every day for weeks. Then you lose Kobe Bryant. You had thousands and thousands of people in the streets for days and weeks. Then all of a sudden we have this killing right here of a Black man. The frustration was already built. Okay? They just said, hey man, I need to go out and march now.
I'm talking about, why does the guy have to die? That's what I'm talking about.
What you mean, why the guy have to die?
Let's go back and see, and you know exactly what she's talking about here. That's what we can do. Because I really want you to hear her point here.
It to cause these riots and protests, pretending this was some upstanding citizen in the Black community who was tackled down and killed for no reason, right? Not only are we allowing it to inspire riots in which Black people are dying, in which actual upstanding Black citizens are dying. Case in point, I'm sure you guys have all now seen
just listen to this.
David, the sheriff that just was shot and killed because he was trying to protect a pawn shop. Please look him up if you haven't seen it. I'm blanking on his last name. His first name is David, who was shot and killed for trying to protect a pawn shop from looters. An upstanding citizen, an actual head of he was the head of a police entire life, 77 years old, did everything right. Right? So we now have to kill upstanding Black citizens because a non-upstanding Black citizen, a career Black criminal, died. Now, did he just...
You want me to speak about that? And
it
might sound kind of, I really don't care what people finna feel about this.
Okay, because
I gotta say it. I gotta say it.
Oh man,
I gotta say it.
Okay, should I?
He was in the way. He should have got out the way.
Oh man.
How can you protect merchandise that you got insurance on? Let it go. Save your life. There's another day. There's no reason like me getting hit in my car.
He got shot.
You hit me in my car.
He got shot.
And
Police officer got shot. Man.
he was in the way.
In the way.
In the way of the protesters getting what they out there to get, man. I mean, come on, dog.
So you're defending the protesters.
I'm not condoning nothing. But
yes, you are.
Dog,
that seems like the
I
very
wouldn't-
definition of condoning.
I wouldn't be standing in front of no pawn shop, and I know the looters on their way, and I know it's a chance that they can have guns or have something that they're gonna hurt me because they want what they want out this store. I'm not gonna be in the way, and I've been seeing already of all the looting and all the stores they already hit. You think I'm finna get in these folks? Wait, they coming 30,000 deep, 2,000 deep to my way? Dog, he should have went home and let that go and dealt with that on another day. At least he would have been here today to say, well, okay, we got our video cameras. We're going to see what we can do and see if we can find some of these suspects. But to stand there and think you finna stop him, well, he got trampled over. And I'm sorry that happened, but he put himself in that situation. Because I would have been out the way. I don't know no brother, no sister, security guard, post, stand there and watch thousands of people come my way because they want what's in this store. And I'm thinking that nobody got no gun. Like, I'm finna stand here and they just not coming in here.
He's a police officer.
I don't care. He should have got out the way. I don't care. He should have got out the way and went home. Shut it down. Close it up. Now, if they break any, it's good. He should have put all the goods in the safe and got out the way and went home to his family. Wow. They already knew it was coming, dog. They knew.
Wow.
Yeah, it is what it is, but he should have got out the way. And I ain't got nothing against the police or his family or nothing. God bless his family, but he was in the way. He should have got out the way. You can't protect no goods. You can't protect no goods when you got 30,000 people want what you protecting.
So you think he was by himself, or was he with a group of people?
Who?
The police officer who got shot and killed.
I don't know if he was by himself, but I know one thing.
Do you think he would be by himself with the whole rioters coming towards him? Do you think?
Is he the only one
so?
got shot?
We don't know, but he was the only one who got killed.
Well, okay, he should have got out the way, dog. He didn't have
got
to be
out
killed.
The way. Come on, man. Come on,
really,
man.
Spencer?
Yeah, really. You're
Really?
gonna say a police officer, black police officer
Yeah.
of 77 years.
Uh-huh.
That guy
Yeah.
and his group
Yeah.
trying to defend a business owner,
Uh-huh.
probably black or minority, because it's a pawn shop.
Whatever.
Okay.
Okay.
Whatever.
Whatever.
Trying to keep the community
See, now
together.
you make it seem like I condone his death. I
It
don't
sounds
condone
like
his death. But
you
I'm trying
condone
to
it.
say, if you
It
see-
sounds like you
if
condoning
see
it. I can play it black.
2,000 people coming my way, and I'm going to stand there and protect the pawn shop against these folks, and I'm not knowing what they got. You got to be crazy, man.
So you and your
I would have got out the way. Like every other store got out the way. He's
Wow.
the only owner or the only security guard
Wow.
that got killed behind him getting in the way of these protesters want to go up into the store, the looters or whoever it was, okay? He was in the way. He should have got out the way and went home to his family, man, and let that stuff go, dog. That stuff is insured. He'd have still been here today had he stopped trying to save something that couldn't be saved. They trampled right through him, dog. That could have been me, you, or anybody that want to be a hero.
And listen to this.
It wasn't no time to be a hero.
And this guy, George Floyd, could have been here today if he would have just simply followed his parole program
I agree.
and stayed out of trouble.
I totally agree.
But you don't totally agree, because just 10 minutes ago you were like, well, that's not the point.
No, you wanted to know the point of why are people out there marching for this guy. They not marching for him. They marching because a black man got killed for unjust cause. It ain't about him.
Unjust cause?
Unjust cause.
Let's continue to hear what Candace has to say, because I think we're going to be talking about this for a while.
Let's see what Candace got to say.
Deserve to die in that manner? No. I can't say it enough. No, he didn't deserve to die in that manner.
Hello.
But I will be damned if the rest of us upstanding black citizens have to suffer because of this incident that rarely ever happens in America. So here are some numbers for you people that are still believing that police brutality is a real, racially motivated police brutality is a real thing. First and foremost, okay, you have a 25% higher chance as a violent white criminal of dying at the hands of a police officer than you do as a black criminal.
Okay, so that's the first thing that we talked about last time, right? You are, is the police racist towards white people? If those numbers were reversed and you had a higher chance as a black individual to be shot and killed by the police unarmed, do you think that you would consider that racism? Or a racist?
Repeat that.
If it was shown, if the data show by Berkeley, okay, if they showed that black people had a 25% higher chance of being killed by the police versus white people or Hispanics or whatever, would you then say that, that's true? Would you say that? Would you say that the police system is racist towards blacks? Would you say that? Controlling for race, as a fact. Say that. 90. I think 99% of black people would be like, "Oh yeah, police are racist. The system is racist."
Well,
that's what they would say. If the data showed that, would you say that?
It's not like it ain't racist. That's why we had the mass incarceration that we had
Okay.
before President Trump released all the guys and women out of prison. Yeah, it was racist towards us and the Latino, because there was more of us in the prison system than it was their own people. Okay, we was going to jail for little or nothing. Things that we should have been on probation for, they was getting years and 2 years and 3 years for things that they never should have got probation. Got 2 and 3 years for, or even a life sentence, or even 30 years. So and you got to go back and look back on some of the cases that some of these brothers that was in there. 15 years for an ounce of cocaine. 15 years. You finna watch this man up for 15 years for an ounce of cocaine?
No, that I would. Next time when we talk about the crack cocaine epidemic, which we have a future episode scheduled on, subscribe, Eyes of Reason, where we get this,
Candace, like I said,
right?
I respect
That's
her,
not true. That's not true, man. The data doesn't show that.
I can sit here and bring a gang of my friends up in here and let them sit on our podcast and sit there and tell you the time they did for for the drugs that they got caught with.
You know what?
And it would be ridiculous.
Let's do that. I think that would be a good follow up to the crack cocaine into the idea of drugs in our community.
She ain't grew up in our neighborhood. I'm not
It doesn't.
her.
It doesn't.
She's
why
throwing
should
statistics around? They do that all day on the news.
Dude.
How we know her statistics ain't it's real good? She bringing up the same thing them white folks are throwing us on the news. Okay, I'm not knocking what she's saying. I'm not knocking her as a black individual.
That's the definition of knocking.
But she cannot sit here and try to make it seem like my people's out there marching for this man here and he's a criminal. That makes it sound like what they're doing is unjust. That's not true. They're marching because they tired of black folks dying by the hands of the police. Okay? And some of these marchers are women's that sons have died in community by the hands of the police. So it ain't just about him. It's about many different reasons why folks are out there marching their children, their mamas and daddies and uncles and brothers and community and churches.
And look at the data, man.
I'm not looking at no data, man.
How come we don't want to?
Everything is fake. It's all fake. It's all fake.
Okay, look at that.
Like fake news. It's all fake.
It's all
Feed
fake.
us anything, we supposed to fall for it. So she throw a data up, we supposed to believe it.
So
well, that's what's wrong with some of my people. We ain't believing nothing. We need to go find our own data, find out if the data she throwing out is real. Because we got our own experience in our own community of what's going on and how police abuse our people in our own community. It ain't about what this dude did. It's about what we looking at that's happening around us, man. That's what got the folks out there marching. You sit thinking that and keep going with this guy right here. It's bigger than him. Way bigger than him. Way bigger than him.
So
our people would go up and march for anybody when they feel like something's unjust. Even if they had like a plane crash with Kobe Bryant, they still got out there and marched for him and did all kind of things
Yeah.
to show they love for this person,
Yeah.
man. Why can't we show love for anybody that dies, man? Unjust cause, man. That's all they doing, man. I mean, you know, it is what it is. We can sit here and go around this 100 million times, but it's not gonna stop folks from feeling what they feel out there, and they not bad people. They're good people. They just in the moment. They feeling right now.
That's what it is. That is one of my main theses this week, is that we prioritize feelings over facts or data. But let's give
Last year, a total of 9 unarmed black men were killed by police officers, and 19 white men were killed by police officers. For those of you that aren't good at mathematics, right, you might be thinking, oh, but Candace, white people represent 60% of the population, and black people represent just 13% of the population. It doesn't matter what percentage of the population you represent. It matters what percentage of the violent criminal community you represent. And unfortunately,
that makes sense. That makes sense. Right?
What are they saying? What are the folks out there saying?
Dying of unjust causes. Bring back up the 77-year-old retired cop. Was that an unjust cause?
What? I mean, the guy that got killed at the
Yeah.
Oh, definitely that was an unjust cause. I'm not condoning it to happen. I'm saying I would have been out the way. I would have known that something bad can happen if I stand here and try to guard this pawn shop and I got damn near 2,000 to 3,000 people coming towards me. It doesn't look good. I can't do it by myself. Why did they call in the police department and put 15 police standing there with their billy clubs in their hand to guard the doggone pawn shop?
That's what
Why
happened.
did they didn't happen?
He wasn't just out there by himself.
Well, it wasn't enough of them. Why he the only one died out of all the rest of them?
Because he was black, right?
I guarantee he wasn't the only black man standing out there. Somebody, the rest of them said, man, I'm going home, man. I don't know what Jack over here doing, but I'm finna get up. Man, so these people, I don't know who's coming. Gangbangers, they got hoodies on, masks on. Man, we don't really know who in the heck people.
No, they're protesters.
Really? No. Them are some of the 4,000 inmates that got let loose without jobs, bro.
No, this wasn't in California.
What was it at?
Not California.
What was it at?
I don't know where.
What, Minnesota? Well, they got released everywhere. Everyone's free. What was it?
Gunner, if you know where this was, like, let us know in the comment section. The point is,
it could have been. Why did they say that?
The point is that how come we don't want justice for that guy? How come we don't make flyers for that guy?
Well, they ain't promoting it like they promoted this guy. Okay?
Who's they?
The media.
The media.
We probably wouldn't even known about this unless the media put it out there.
The media.
Okay?
The media is the one who shut down the economy. The media is the one who caused all these people to die and all of these people to make signs and posters on this over somebody like this. Okay? St. Louis. That's where that's where it was.
Do you know about St. Louis? St. Louis ain't no different than L.A. Oh, Nellyville?
They let out thousands of
everywhere, all over our country, man, all 50-something states, man. Wherever a prison is, they let release, dog. Come on now.
Oh man, let's see what people are saying on YouTube real quick.
I'm gonna stand
we
here
got it.
and guard her.
We got a down vote. I got my first down vote on my YouTube. Okay, whatever. You know, whatever. You disagree. You disagree.
They can disagree.
You know,
I mean,
you can disagree all you want. Share this video, guys. Share it. You know, I think whatever. Haters gonna hate. Let's play this.
Black community commits a disproportionate amount of crimes compared to the white community. Let me tell you, 6% of the population.
Is that true?
What'd she say? To repeat that.
That black people commit a disproportionate amount of crimes compared to the white community.
I never did no statistic, never seen no statistic on it. So I guess whatever she throw out her mouth is word. Then
No. From your experience.
I don't know. I don't know.
Okay, I
don't know. Only know
South
what goes
Central.
on in my own community.
Let's compare. Is there a difference between South Central and Baldwin Hills?
Oh, big difference. Big difference.
Is there a difference between South Central and, let's say, Palms?
Palms?
Yeah, you know what Palms is? I'm trying to think of a white community. What's a white community?
Just say Burbank then.
Burbank. Is there a difference between Torrance, Glendale, Torrance, Burbank,
Big difference.
and Watts? What's the difference?
Then from L.A.?
No, from South LA.
South L.A.
to Glendale.
Oh man, there's more blacks in South LA than it is Glendale.
Is there more? Is there more?
Them a more mixed community there. Okay, when you
Is
come
there
in,
more
in
crime?
South LA, you're dealing with blacks and Latinos. Not very many whites live in our community.
Is there a relationship between the race of people and the crimes that happen there? Like violent crimes?
Is there repeat that?
Is there a correlation? Is there a relationship between the amount of crimes, violent crimes, in the community versus their race?
Well,
what you talking
about? You got to be talking about between the blacks and the Latinos, because that's who's in our community. That we don't really have nothing else that lives.
Okay, if we have more white people in the black community, would there be more crimes or less crimes?
It could be less.
If we have fewer black people
in Inglewood versus L.A., there's less crime in Inglewood than it is in L.A.
Why?
Because you have different nationalities over in Inglewood. You know, you have the Latinos, you have the blacks, you have the Asians, you have the whites, you have the Germans, you have the Russians, you have the Arabs, you have the Ethiopians. You have a lot of things over here that's not in L.A.
Okay, so that's what we call correlation.
Mm-hmm.
There's a correlation between, if you take just the average, it's hard, I don't want to even say average black person, but I'm just going to say it. If you have a community with the average black people in it versus a community with the average non-black person in it, which community is going to have not crime, but more violent crime? The type of crime where you have to call the police. Which community do you think?
The community with more blacks and Latinos.
And is that a fault of us as a people, or is that because of systematic racism?
Because you got black people. One thing about the black race, man, the black race is always hustling, you know. And, you know, some of the hustle that, you know, just an average American citizen wouldn't agree with. So, you know, that's what brings, you know.
So I think education is important here, right?
Most definitely.
And that we really uplift our community by promoting good people.
Truthfully, and I have to say this.
Yeah.
Before the shutdown came, it was a lot of things happened in these communities because it was so many jobs. It was so many jobs
That's
available.
So better, yeah.
And so, and I mean, to the point where you had all the young people, they even had 2 jobs. So, what it's gonna be like now, or what is going on now? You see what's going on. They frustrated.
And so my main point, and the sound is really, really good here. My main point is that, like, that 77-year-old police officer, retired.
I understand.
I guess he didn't even need to be out there.
No, he didn't.
But he was just out there
doing his job.
I guess protesting too.
Oh, was he? And decided
77-year-old retired.
But he tried to save a pawn shop.
He wanted to save his community. He cared about his community.
Well, okay, I understand that, but you can't care about yourself when you got 15 to 4,000 people coming your way.
Well, even though that's the case,
and that ain't their community.
I think He was trying to protect some
Yeah,
guy's
he should have
business.
protect the Safeway market or Bonds or something, somewhere like that where folks ain't really tripping. But they wanted that gold or whatever was in that pawn shop.
I think we need to promote people like that versus people like this. That's my main point here.
I mean, I didn't.
We know the guy.
I ain't making signs.
But yeah, we defend when.
But I agree to your sign.
Amen. But we defend people who shoot 77-year-old cops.
I'm telling you, man, they not defending this man.
No, the cop.
Well,
You said yourself he should have got out the way.
he should have got out the way. I would have.
He was trying to teach the youth of his community. Definitely did not expect one of his own to shoot him in the back.
Man, I feel you.
Wow.
Man, innocent life. I see it all the time, hear it all the time. I understand.
But how come we don't have marches for that guy? Got shot in the back.
Well, maybe they will. We don't know. It's just now been out there. I just found out about it today. So, folks got to find out about it. Maybe the news ain't talking about it.
We don't want to find out about it because we are just driven by our own feelings. I don't think we want to find out about it.
Okay, then we don't want to follow. At least you don't want to find out about it. You sure made me find out about it, though, right?
Oh, you gonna do some more research on the guy?
No.
That's good. That's good. We're gonna wrap
Black
up.
men, 6% of the population, account for 44% of all murders in this country, according to 2018 statistics.
I think it's pretty easy to count when somebody's murdered, right? Is that a fake? Can you really fake that up? Is that we're 6% of the population, black men, right? Black women, black people as a whole, we're 12% of the population. So this isn't really a black issue. It's more of a black male issue, which we're both in that community. Gunner's putting some sad statistics up. 93% of black murders are committed by black people. It's a sad truth, but it needs to be spoken. We're speaking it here on Eyes of Reason, and I'm doing this because I want our community to be better, man.
I agree.
Why is it that 6% of the population, which is people like you and I, why do we commit 40% of the murders? That's because of racism, right?
I know.
And most of the people that we're killing, it's systemic racism.
No, you gotta understand the
That's what it
genocide
is.
that goes on in our community too with the gangs. Okay, you got a lot of gangs out there around in these communities. Okay, and when you got black on black shootings far behind streets and neighborhoods,
We should ignore that, right?
no, it shouldn't be ignored. I mean, because someone has to speak about it in order for a change to come. Because if you're going to go by the statistic that Candace is talking about, then you're talking about the statistic of genocide that's going on within our community. Okay, we're not talking about the police killing. We're talking about black on black crime.
No, we're just talking about in crime in general.
Well, that's what I'm talking about.
Why are we 6% of the population but committing 40% of the crimes?
I don't know if we're committing 40% of the crimes. That's what she said.
You think she would put?
I don't know her.
Okay, cool. Let's play. You think that's easy to verify?
We're not sitting here quoting statistics. We just talking.
No, yesterday we quoted a whole bunch of statistics and
Well, you did. I didn't. You the quoter.
Next-
I'm the talker.
Amen.
That is what you call a gap. And yet white people who represent 60% of the population, we represent 13, black men are 6%, only represent 50% of all the murders, right? That makes no sense. That makes no sense. A 6-point variation in a community where we are extreme minorities. We commit 50% of all violent offenses, evenly split, and we're only 13% of the population. Okay? So we have a lot more encounters with police officers. And don't say the police officers are coming around because we're black. I'm talking about violent criminals. I'm talking about murder. 44% of murders. You want to talk about real statistics? The police officers have way more to be fearful of in the black community than the other way around, okay? We commit, on average, a police officer is 18 and a half times more likely to be killed by a black person than the other way around, okay?
That's a bad one. Let me.
So this entire
That's better. Have you heard that before?
I don't know, man. We got so many American terrorists within our own society. They want to sit there and talk about us, but what about these white folks going in here killing up folks in church trying to find church of the Lord? Or inside the going inside Costco, they trying to go get meals and food for their family, and you got this crazy white man want to sit there and take out everybody in Costco. You got over 200 some people in there. Come on, man. Ain't no black boy going up in the school shooting up no schools. Them all white folks. So I don't know what she getting her statistics at, because we see it all the time right there on the news. I don't think it's fake, because they showing it live. So let's just change the subject, because she sound like
let's just change
she got to be from a suburban neighborhood, because it ain't cracking like that in my neighborhood. Though. They ain't seeing us going up in schools, churches, and
that's not what she said. Okay.
Man,
Baby D.
Where's she getting her statistics that we're killing up more of ours than just the average white folks killing up theirs, or trying to kill us?
Baby D, you just said before that the more black people you put in... Oh, wow. Guys, I'm not racist. It could sound racist, but I guess it is. But, oh, man, now I said that. Okay, whatever. You get the point I'm trying to make. Please don't take this out of context.
Hey, people out there, let them speak.
But
I got it here, because I ain't finna let them sit there and
I'm just really
and make
sad.
us look like we just straight murderers out there, or we just gone crazy, like we just ain't got no common sense.
But that's what. But why?
And I'm not taking Candace by her word neither. I just met her on TV with him today, but I've seen her on Fox News all the time. I know she's a Republican, but I don't buy her statistics, because she's not really around seeing what's really going on. She going off of something that fake news threw at her.
But
she did some homework so she can come on this thing that she's on to tell her side of the story of what she's feeling. But
Baby D.
I don't think, hold on, family out there, I don't think that we went out there marching strictly for this man. We went out there marching because we're tired of the injustice that the police is putting on our people. Bottom line.
It's not the bottom line.
Yeah, right. That's my bottom line.
Because you just said that the more black people you put in the community, the higher the chance of violent crime happening.
I didn't tell you that.
Yes, you did.
I said we have genocide. We have our gangs. We have to deal with that. We have to bring under control.
Are those black? Are those black?
Black, Latinos. You know, it doesn't matter. But what I'm trying to say,
no, it does matter.
But we
because
ain't running around and just pulling guns on folks, shooting up folks. It's gang violence that keeps a statistic in our community.
Okay, so
it ain't like they robbing people, killing people,
Baby
or
D.
doing straight like that. They
Baby
killing
D.
each other.
Baby D.
Yeah.
That gang violence
Mm-hmm.
is caused by white supremacy, right?
No.
Baby D. That gang violence
Mm-hmm.
is caused because the schools are bad.
No.
Baby D, you're from the streets, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're from the hood.
Mm-hmm.
South Central Los Angeles.
Right.
Right?
Right.
I'm from Inglewood.
Well, I live in Inglewood now. Too.
Oh, don't. Well, okay. Well,
we all over there.
We're
all
yeah,
over.
yeah, yeah.
I'm over there too.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
We're,
right,
you know,
right.
you know.
Mm.
But
So
this
people don't
is
think I don't know what I'm talking about.
no,
Trust me, I know what I'm talking
no.
about.
I went to school in Compton. I could say that. Well, it was right on the border of Compton and Los Angeles, but still, same thing. We are the more of a certain type of gangster ghetto black person you put inside of a community, the higher the chance we're gonna have violent crime, the higher the chance that one of us is gonna get shot dead by the police unarmed. Okay, we're not talking about the unarmed people, right? Because it's obvious, you had the gun, you shouldn't point the gun at the police. I mean, come on, it's sad that this happened, but you had the gun. But the thing is that in our community, we need to do better, because our actions is causing us to run into contact with the police more. And if we're on drugs or if something else is happening, we're gonna have bad stuff situation, man.
Well,
And it's and you don't trust her statistics because she says it in a nice numbers way, but your own life is speaking that, and it's saying that our communities have more violent crime. Our communities, South Central LA, not Culver City, okay, not Hollywood, and there's a lot of crime over there too. Right? Not Santa Monica, not Glendale, not Torrance, not Lakewood.
let me tell you this, man.
Right? Is that true? And when I'm saying true or false, because that's very important.
I don't know about Lakewood. I don't Long Beach. I don't know about
Glendale. You know about Glendale?
Norwalk, Glendale.
Torrance.
Glendale's basically
Okay.
Asian and Arabs over there. Okay.
So when you have more Asian of Arabs, they have less violent crime, right? But black people, we have more.
I don't know because I don't
You don't
down
know.
statistic to
This
find
is-
out if something is a higher crime being committed out there in Glendale. We don't do all that, okay? Candace do that and then come back and shoot it up.
No. But you're saying, but you said it. You said Torrance. You said Glendale.
Mm-hmm.
You those communities popped into South Central LA. Just LA, South Central guys. Those ideas those communities popped into your mind because you in your life experience know that those communities are safer than it is in the hood, that it is in Watts, than it is in South Central LA. True. Say it to the mics.
It's true. A lot of community out here
And it's
in Los Angeles, California, that's way safer than living in South Central in the hood. Yes, it is.
And if you took those people that were in South Central and you just didn't change anything else about them, but you just moved them over into one of those communities, would the violent crime go up or would it go down?
Well, you only said one of them. If
yes.
You just took folks and gave them a chance to be able to live in other communities without trying to hit them over the head for $1,500 to $2,000 a month rent, then yeah, they would live over there and be happy and be able to swim and never have no problem. But as long as you're getting hit over your head and to survive, then they have to live in these communities.
So we're talking about poor people.
I'm not saying they poor. Some of them doing very well over there. I'd say middle class. People that just really getting up on their feet. Okay. But they still can't pay $2,000 or $2,200 or $2,300 a month rent in a better neighborhood when they have their money.
Question. What makes the neighborhood better? What makes a neighborhood better, Baby D?
When you have really good leaders in your community that really cares about the community and cares about the people that want to go out there and talk to the young brothers to try to convince them that there's another way. There's a better way.
So Joe Collins, he's running against Maxine Waters, guys, in Los Angeles, as well. Weber.
Maxine Waters is a rider too. She's a Democrat. She's a rider. She slang a lot of words around, man. That's not
She's
really,
not fighting for her community.
She fights for the black people in the community, but I don't like the way she get down with her politics.
Let's see what the next point she has to say here.
Your narrative is complete smoke and mirrors. It's all made up. It's just election fodder. It's white versus black because it's an election year, not because black Americans are suffering at the hands of police officers more than white Americans. Do some police officers do the wrong thing?
Election year. She brings up the point we're now all talking, and it does seem a little bit like every 4 years, right? We there's an election coming up, and we gotta we're all in a race war all of a sudden. Do you think that the media is trying to do things like promote this because it's an election year? And if it was like Obama, well, Black Lives Matter happened under Obama, but if Joe Biden were to get in, then all this racial stuff would just like die down.
If who?
Joe Biden.
Would to get into the White House?
Yeah, then we're gonna be focused on something else, not racism, right? Because in Minneapolis, where this happened, the entire political structure there is Democrat, but yet Trump is being blamed. They got a Democrat mayor. They got a Democrat, legislature.
Okay, but see,
they were the only people who didn't vote for Ronald Reagan.
Yeah, but listen though, man.
Right?
You gotta understand when you
so far left, man.
Yeah, but see, when you're dealing with politics, you
gotta talk in the thing.
When you're dealing with politics in my community, a lot of young brothers, young sisters, you know, when I say young, I'm saying 18 to 28, don't follow politics, okay? They doing their own thing out here. Election don't
we're talking about the media.
No,
the media.
I understand that.
Okay.
If the people took the time out to find out the agenda of the Democrats and what they were about, they would never vote Democrat. Never. They knew that Democrats are totally against God and everything that he's trying to build and do. They would never vote Democrat. But they don't do research. They don't try to find out. Why? My mom used to vote Democrat. See, a lot of these brothers and sisters are following their parents and grandparents because they was all Democrats. Okay? When I did the same thing. I followed my parents for years and thinking I was doing the right thing until I read up on the Democrats.
But the question is, if is the media trying to manipulate us as Black Americans to be against Donald Trump, to be against the prison reform, to be against the opportunity zones?
Yes. And they doing the great things that I sit back and hear my people holler and say all on social media. You understand me? I mean, come on now. Some of us sound like we racist when we sit there and make tones that we make against that man. You know what I'm saying? Because that ain't the way we supposed to even think. And really, like I tell people all the time, to me, it doesn't matter who they put in the White House, because I still got to go bust my ass off and work hard to take care of me and my wife and my family. I still got to do the things that I have to do as a man and as a father and a husband to make sure that we okay.
Manuel says, racist Trump, get him out of here. He awoke racism.
Really?
Did Donald Trump awake the racism to cause this to happen? Or did something like Black Lives Matter, that didn't happen in Obama's years, right?
No. Whenever my people see things like this, when Black folks see things like this,
it wasn't because of Donald Trump.
No.
He didn't cause the officer to be so angry to put his knee down on that brother's neck right there.
No.
Wow.
Why would y'all blame someone on Donald Trump? How come you can blame the devil then? Why the man couldn't be possessed and said, hell, I feel like I want to kill today. An evil spirit jumped at me and made him kill that man. Why y'all gotta blame another man? That man was way in Washington. This man in a whole nother state now. How the hell Donald Trump convinced him to go kill somebody? Really? That's like... Man, I don't want to get on Obama.
Yeah. Let's not get on Obama. Let's not get on Obama. We're not gonna.
I don't like a lot of his policies.
That's gonna be another.
Man.
Okay, let's
go to a different subject.
I don't think there's anybody in the world who has not encountered a police officer and thought this person is an absolute jerk who is power tripping, whether you are Black or white. We know they exist, and we know they're always going to exist. By the way, because they're human beings, and sometimes human beings suck. In fact, if you want to attack a community for accidental slayings or brutality, did you know that doctors accidentally kill 250,000 people every year because of mistakes? Did you know there's been doctors that have been arrested for being serial killers that just were killing people because they wanted to? Do we protest and boycott doctors? Do we assume all doctors are horrible human beings because some doctors are? Or do we realize that society is not perfectible? People suck in every profession. It is no excuse to paint society with a broad brush. It is certainly no excuse to accept a Democrat narrative, okay, that Black people are being disproportionately hunted down by police officers because of the color of their skin. You want to know the best way to avoid not being brutalized by...
Do you agree with that, or you disagree with that?
Let Kansas talk. Come on, let's finish. Let's go. No, I don't agree.
Police officer is to limit the amount of encounters you need to have with them, especially when it comes to violent crimes. Okay, I am not going to stand for this continual bottom-feeding narrative of us martyring people that have had 5, 6, 7 stints in prison and then pretending they were upstanding heroes to our community. It's bullshit. It's bullshit.
Man, I didn't know she was going to say that.
It's absolute bullshit, and I'm tired of it. I'm tired of having to play pretend. I'm tired of sitting here and being called a coon or Uncle Tom because I won't play this bottom-feeding game with you. If you want to hang up posters of criminals on your wall and talk about them as your martyrs, do it. Do it. You can do it. Kobe Bryant was my idol. Okay, I'll keep a photo. I'll keep a photo of Kobe Bryant. You can keep one of George Floyd, pretend he was an upstanding human being that just once or twice put a gun across a pregnant woman's belly. Could you imagine that woman right now? That black woman, by the way, right? Watching everybody pretend this person was an upstanding human being who just at the age of 42 and 5 prison stints was going to get his life together. I mean, it's embarrassing. We are embarrassing in that regard, right?
What the hell is she talking about? I don't feel embarrassed about nothing that happened with that man and what he did 5 years ago in his life. What the hell is she talking about? Ain't nobody. I don't believe it or not. But on black people, you embarrassed.
I'm embarrassed. Yeah.
You got to be out of your damn mind, man. Man, this is what they want. This is what they want. Right there.
Who's they? The media?
The white folks.
The white folks?
This is what they want.
What did the white folks want?
To sit here and say you embarrassed for what this man did when you had nothing to do with how this man lived his life. There's plenty of people in our community that doing real good, that have came out of prison, have changed their life and doing good. I know many activists right now, gang activists, that came out of prison, that's changing communities and lives of gang members and drug offenders.
Was he one of those?
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter?
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter about the character and lifestyle of the people that we make posters of and that we put on our walls. It doesn't matter.
Because he dropped a pack of cocaine out of his
and
pocket
that he was
drugs.
And that he was on fentanyl.
Okay, but that doesn't mean that he was a bad person because he did some crimes some years ago, man. We all guilty of some.
No, we're talking
sins.
about present though.